Before the break, I asked, what is the most valuable college major? Is it pre-med, architecture, pharmaceutical sciences, or petroleum engineering? Start digging for Vaseline, because according to a study by Bankrate.com, the answer is petroengineering. The researchers looked at unemployment rates and median income to determine the value of certain majors. They found that the top 3 degrees are rounded out by pharmaceutical sciences and geological and geophysical sciences. So when it comes to the least valuable majors, composition and rhetoric is the 3rd worst. Big surprise at number 2, fine arts, and the least valuable major of all, clinical psychology. Maybe Tom Cruise was right. So what can students and parents do to ensure a good-paying job that actually pays off their loans when they graduate? Let me ask Associate Professor of Economics at the King's College, Brian Brenberg is here for Brianomics. Good evening to you, sir.
Good evening.
So let's discuss this, because it's one of the hardest things you grapple with when you get into college. Yeah. Like, what am I going to focus on? I have to study something that will take me through life and get me a good-paying job.
Yeah, no, I mean, it is a big decision. I think we make it too big of a decision sometimes. We focus too much on the means and not the ends. Oh, I'm going to major in this, and therefore it's going to lead me somewhere good. Okay, well, what's that someplace good? And how do you really get there? How do people who are really in that field actually end up in that job? If you focus too much on the major, you lose sight of where you're going, and you end up in one of these degree programs that sounds really nice, but it turns out nobody who gets that degree ever ends up in the job they think they're going to end up in, and that's what you're seeing with some of these majors.
And there's very little incentive for most schools to help students find degrees that will help them pay off their debt and actually get a good job.
Well, schools want to get students in seats because schools spend a lot of money on new buildings. They spend a lot of money on new administrators. They have to pay for this. They have to get students in seats. And so, look, they're very happy to sell you any college degree that they can put together that sounds attractive to you, whether or not it gets you anywhere.
They don't care. No, it's all about the sales pitch. But I like this list because it says engineering good, fine arts bad. I think it is wonderful to be a fine artist, but you just have to know that there will be a struggle there, and it's certainly a worthwhile pursuit. Might not be that lucrative, but if that's where your passion is and you don't mind sharing things in life, like bathrooms and apartments, and your parents' money, then go for it.
Yeah, well, that's right. This shouldn't be a discouragement to somebody who wants to study that, but you have to know, look, the degree by itself is not going to get you a job. Again, you've got to think about what it is you want to do, and you've got to go out and you've got to get the work experience. You have to build the relationships that can help you get into the things that you want to ultimately make a career out of. Yeah. The truth is, employers don't care that much about your major, except maybe in the hard sciences.
No, they want to know that you're not a psychopath who will work hard.
Exactly. And they look at your resume, they look at your work experience, and that's how they judge you. So you can't just go to college and think, I'm going to sit there in a classroom for 4 years and voila, I'm ready to go.
I'm going to emerge like a beautiful butterfly from this chrysalis. Brian Brenberg, thank you so much. Petroleum engineering, it's calling your name when the teaching thing gets boring.
That's the future.
Very good. Thank you so much for being here.
You bet. Good to be here.
He's an oil man by trade.